Welcome to Study Time, a televised home learning program produced by Rwanda Basic Education Board.
Hello students, welcome to Entreneurship. Today we are going to look at Senior 2 Entrepreneurship, and we are going to look at on Unit 7, which is Initiation to Accounting. Unit 7, Initiation to Accounting. Then our lesson today, we want us to look at the main prime books. The main prime books in accounting. You know, as young entrepreneurs, we should know how we do our accounting systems. How do the procedures we follow when we are making transactions, sales and expenditures in our businesses, isn't it? So now, when we talk of prime books, what do we mean? Under accounting, under initiation to accounting in your businesses. When we talk of prime books, what do we understand? Isn't it? So that is our lesson today. And our objectives, I expect you, at the end of this discussion, at the end of our lesson today, to be knowing the meaning of prime books. When we talk of a prime book, what do we mean? Okay? When we talk of prime books, what are prime books? Are we together? Then again, we want us to look on types of prime books, because after knowing prime books, what it means, we look on types of prime books. What are types of prime books? Isn't it? In accounting, in the business, in making your transactions, sales, expenditures. When we talk of prime books, what are they? Okay? I know it is not your first time to hear this, because as it is our continuation today. And again, types. When we talk of types, you see, most of the times we always do things when we don't know. Isn't it? But looking on these types of prime books, you are going to know how you always do your transactions. You know types of those transactions you always make, and etc. Are we together, students? Yeah, thank you. So, you are having Teacher Rogers today. Get your books and pen and summarize the work that we are going to discuss today. Are we together? Yeah, thank you. So, get where to write and we summarize our lesson. Then let's start with prime books. When we talk of prime books, what are prime books? Yes, what are prime books? Yes, tell me. Okay? Yeah, thank you. So, when we talk of prime books, we say that a prime book, it is the first place where a business transaction is recorded. A prime book is the first place where a business transaction is recorded. And these are accounting records, where we always record our information. Take an example, you have made a transaction. You have sold something. You have made sales. You have recorded the sales that you have sold immediately. Where you record your information, it is what we call a prime book. Isn't it? Yeah, that's why we say that these prime books, these are accounting records of your transactions. after making sales either on credit or on cash, you record. If it is a credit, where you record a credit, where you record your sales, your payment, where after paying you, a place where you record your transactions in a business. That is what we call prime books. Those are prime books if you were not aware. Isn't it? So that is the prime book. Most of the times, you always make sales, you get like a paper. You get a paper, you just write, hey, I have sold what? I have sold this on credit. You're not somewhere. Isn't it? Or you are having a book. That's why it is necessary when you are a business person to be having a what? A notebook. And those are what we call prime books. And we are going to look on all these. When you are having a book, that book where you always enter your transactions, that is what we call a prime book. Are we together? Yeah, thank you. So now, let's look on types of prime books. Types of prime books. You find in your business transactions, you are having different books. Like you are having a book, those who have just sales that you have made and they paid immediately after taking them. You are having books for recording debts, credits. Isn't it? So you find we are having different types of prime books in our business transactions. If you are not having these prime books in a business, know that these books are important. And as an entrepreneur, you cannot say that I'm going to sell or I'm not going to sell on credit. Or you cannot say that, for me, I'm smart, I will sell without having these what? Prime books. You will forget. Do you think you can think of a person who took a commodity after like 2 months or 3 months? Yes, you can recall. You can recall that person. You say, hey, I still remember him 1 week, 2 weeks, a month. You do what? You forget. Isn't it? So that's why it is necessary to be having these what? Prime books. Because these prime books, they are records. And records, you can use them for future references. Are we together, students? So now you are entrepreneurs, because you are young entrepreneurs, and I need you to be elite entrepreneurs, not illiterate what? Entrepreneurs. Are we together? Yeah, thank you. So let's start with number 1, which is the general. Genuine. That is our first number 1. Our first example of prime what? Books. Isn't it? And we say that these genius books, this is a master genuine used to keep chronological record of all financial transactions of a company. When we talk of chronological records, it is systematic. It is a master genuine that is used to keep systematic regions of financial transactions. Chronological, this is systematic. Systematic what? Entering of information in your systems. You find after making a transaction, you say, You know, most of the times these prime books or your books where you always notes your sales, you say, I will be checking on these in my prime books after a week. You start on Monday. You say, Monday I made, Monday, first week, second week rather, I made these sales of like 100. Tuesday, also I did this. Isn't it? You find your transactions are systematic. That is what we call chronological records of all the financial transactions. Your financial transactions are systematic. Are we together? So now we are going to say that the general genuine, it is also called a master genuine. Another name for this general genuine, it is a master genuine. Isn't it? It is a master genuine. Why? It is typically general genuine. It has columns that lists the dates of the transactions. It is having columns that lists the date of transactions, describes the account, isn't it? Describes the account, what we call PR, posting reference, posting reference. And again, it is having debit and credit accounts or credit amounts. Isn't it? That is what we call a general genuine. And when you look on our example, we say that, an example number one, we say that below are the general genuine entries that Mrs. Nikuze entered when she bought equipment for her bakery business. You see, as we say that it is having dates, okay? As we say that it is having dates, it is having account description, it is having PR, okay? PR, we say that it is posting reference. Yes. Then another column, it is for debit. So, as you are seeing, also on that side, on account description, PR, okay, posting reference, debit, credit. Those are the columns that we are having in general genuine. Whereby on that we are having 1st May. 1st May can be 1st May 2020 or 2025, isn't it? 1st May. Then on account description, we are having assets. Okay? Assets, we say that these are equipments. Assets, it can be in form of tangible and intangible assets. Okay? So, when we talk of intangible assets, what do we mean? On types of assets, when we talk of intangible and tangible, what is the difference between tangible and intangible assets? Okay? Yeah, thank you. So, when we talk of tangible assets, these are assets that you can easily see using your naked eyes. Like Yes, like land, okay, cars, because when you are having a car, you feel, you touch, and you see. Because we say that a tangible asset, use your naked eyes to see, feel, and touch. Isn't it? Another example, houses, isn't it? Cows, dogs, all those, they are your assets. Are we together? Then when we talk of intangible assets, these are assets that you cannot feel and touch. For example, giving a service. Giving a service like teaching. It is an intangible asset. Medication. It is an intangible asset. Are we together? Then we are having liabilities. A liability, for example, a loan, isn't it? Then we are having equity or owners, distribution, and the others that you want to include on your general genuine. Okay? Then we say that in our description, we say that the date and description of each transaction is included in the general genuine, and each transaction is listed as a debit or a credit entry. You enter your transactions in general genuine if when it is a debit or a credit, isn't it? Then as you can see, the debit sides, the debit and the credit must add up to the same amount. And at the end of each year, or the reporting period, because you can say, my reporting period, it is at the end of the year, or my reporting period, it is at the end of the month, or at the end of the week. Then at the end of the week, the transactions are taken to the general genuine and posted to the ledger's books, or a ledger book. Then a ledger book, we said that a ledger book where we always post our transactions after the general genuine. It records the information from the all journals or from the journals that we are going to look at. Okay? Yeah. Then another type we are having sales. We are having sales genuine. Whereby we say that sales genuine, the general genuine, it is divided up into smaller genuines. The sales genuine records the record sales, credit sales of a business. This in sales genuine, it records the credit sales of a business. Or in bracket, we say that when goods are sold and payment is collected at later date. In this sales genuine, you record the payments or the commodities that you have sold on credit to be paid after. That's where we sell. That's where we record. That's where we record in sales genuine for credits only. Okay? Yeah. Then we are having the illustration also of this sales genuine, whereby we are having the date. We are having also invoice number, the customer, the person you have sold a commodity, PR, and the accounts receivable, or the amount of money, the amount of the transaction. Isn't it? The amount of transaction. Then we are having the third one as purchase. 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 as purchase genuine. Whereby in this purchase genuine, we say that purchase genuine, it records all the items of the business by its own credit, where goods are paid at later date. Purchase, you have bought commodities. You have bought commodities and you have not paid. You say, bring for me products or goods, I will pay you after 1 week. Where you always note that credit after purchasing goods on credits, on a credit, that book, we call it a purchase genuine, as an example of prime what book. Isn't it? I know most of us, you cannot say that I'm having money, I'm contented, I will always buy things in cash. Sometimes you need what? A credit. To buy things on what? On credit. Then where you record your credit after purchasing commodities, it is what we call purchase what? Genuine. And that is illustration of purchase what? Genuine. Also having dates, illustration, having dates, the account, the PL, and the amount of money also demanded. Okay? Then lastly, we are having also sales. Sales return. Returns what? Genuine. On this sales returns genuine. Sales returns genuine. It records when a customer returns a product that he or she has what? Has bought. You know, most of the times we always buy commodities and they get some problems when they are still in what? In the business. Then when you sell it to the customer, then the customer reaches there and brings it back that it is having some problems. You need also to record that what? That problem. And when you are the manager or when you are the marketing director, marketing manager, where you record that fault, that problem of customers returning those goods, we call it sales what? Sales return genuine. Sales return, that's where you sell a product and a customer brings it back. Isn't it? It happens when you sell a what? A fake or a damaged what? Product. And again also on the last illustration of this sales return genuine, when you look on our screen, it is also having dates, details, PL, and accounts what? Receivable. The amount of money that you sold that what? Product. Are we together? Yeah, thank you. So, as we are concluding our lesson today, that is the activity Thank you.